and welcome to another video. I'm balancing on some jewellery until I can get myself another camera stand, because one I've got doesn't work, it's broken. So I've been making some changes in my life this year and started to run again. You haven't seen my previous videos. I've also started to film more series type videos as well, because I love doing those, and do more reset videos because I love doing a reset. I love this week I've got a video to go up. I decluttered as part of my challenge for February, which is to find good deals and see how much money I can save, and it's changed. And that's the thing about goals, sometimes the outcome that you originally wanted can change, and that's okay. But I thought I'd give you some ideas of how to alter your life. So the first one is making new plans for yourself. So get a notepad, get a pen, and just write down all the things that you plan to do for the year. And then within those plans, start organising. I organise my plans into home, work, play. So home is all about the son, well, my living situation, anything I need to change in terms of where I live, how I'm living. For example, I've now started to do more resets in my current situation, making things getting things finished now. You know, that I've now got another new book out called Mum and Me. If you want to check that out on amazon.co.uk under the name Carrie Holmes. And I republished it because I wanted to make some more changes to it, and now it's up live, so if you'd like to check it out, you can do. It's available in Kindle and paperback, and it's not to sell it to you, just to let you know that, you know, there was another girl that wanted another book to be published, and I've got made some more, and I've got another few books that I'm wanting to write, and I'm writing that every day, which is so important to me. The only days that I've struggled with is Saturdays, because that's the time I spend with my son, but I don't mind that. I like taking the day off and just focusing on being with my son. The other one is never give up in what you love in your life. So there are some things. Now, I've been doing challenges. My challenge in September. My challenge for January was no spend, and it really helped me manage my money a lot more and realise that, you know, you've got to enjoy buying the things that you want. If you're not getting a benefit from it, it makes you feel guilty. Once you've purchased it, then is it worth that? Is it worth it to feel guilty? You know, guilt is something that can really affect you in so many ways. I've constantly felt guilty in my life, and it's draining, and I don't want to feel that anymore. So to stop that, I manage my diet, I manage my money, I manage my writing, I manage my goals, and I manage my habits, I manage my parenting skills, because I want to keep growing and keep being, not reliant on other people, and do things for myself. The other thing is set a new plan for myself and go through my goals. I've just covered that. So I started to do monthly goals mainly last year, and I did some 21-week goals. Listening to Terry Seville, and she said about doing 21-day challenges, and I set myself up, and I did. Mine was to write an ebook a day, and the other one was to I can't remember what the other ones were, but it really helped me. And to then start doing monthly challenges, which I started last year. And this year, like I said, I did no spending. This month, I'm doing no deal, trying to find the best deals for me. And that's been education, because I've actually trying to see how I can save, but still have the things I want. And I want to buy myself some new walking shoes. I want to buy myself some new running trainers. And so I'm trying to concentrate on that. And you know, I still buy myself chocolate. I don't deprive myself, but it's all about balance. You know, I don't want to be eating chocolate all the time, but if I get the craving, I've got it there, and I don't eat it just for the sake of it. I eat it if I want it, and that's it. You've got to want it. If you don't want it, then get rid of it. Don't do it anymore if it's not giving you any benefits. The other one is get great ways to give to others being parents. Well, I like to set an example, and if I see a busker that's singing really good songs and, is generally just trying to entertain people on the streets, I will give money to my son to give to the buskers and to the people that sing on the streets, because I think it's such a talent, and there are some really good. I find it so good, and it's like it gives you a sense of purpose of, well, if they can, go out there and put themselves out there, not expecting to get tips, but entertain people on the streets, then why not give? You're helping people create a life for themselves, and that's why I do these videos and why I write blogs, because I want to take people on the same journey as me and be happy. And someone said a long time ago that trying to be happy is the wrong thing, but for me, no, I want to be happy. Who does not really want to be happy? We all want to be doing things that gives us a sense of purpose. Why do we get up in the morning? Why do we go? Why do we go out and see our friends? Because we want to do it. We want to socialise. We want to be amongst other people. We want to meet like-minded people. And that leads to good relationships. And so, as parents, it's important for me to set an example and give to others. And so I trying to teach it to my son about being kind to other people, and it's such an amazing thing to do, because he sometimes, he can play up. I'm not saying that he's perfect. Sometimes I can cope. But it's all about setting an example, and I want him to give and be kind to others and not be unkind, and have good behaviour and good practices. And that's for me, an example I want to set for my son is that, because it's so rewarding, to give to other people. And there's socialising when your kids play up. Now, Henry can play up. If he can't get what he wants, he starts to be disruptive. But if I say, look, Henry, if you want to see your cousins, you've got to be nice. You've got to behave. You've got to, and because he's very affectionate, but he's too affectionate. He's still trying to understand about personal space, and it's not okay to hug children all the time, because some children don't like it. And so, when your kids play up, the one thing that, like yesterday, my niece was getting a little bit upset when it came to playing, and my sister-in-law then took her outside to have a chat with her. And you don't need an audience when your son's playing up. What you need to do is, if you can take them out of the situation, for them to calm down, reflect, and then come back, then that is all you can do. Kids play up. Kids will press your buttons. Kids will. All kids are different, and they are unique. But they all have, and they've all got the momentum to play up. So if you see that they're starting to get annoyed with the children, if they start to say nasty things, put them to one side, take them out of the situation, talk to them, and then let them come back. And I found that to be so much more effective. I do have to stop myself sometimes from shouting at Henry in the street. Not saying I do that all the time, but he does test me, and so with his dad. It's good to be stern, but if you start chucking things around, they're going to think that that's normal. If you start stamping your feet and swearing, they will think that's normal. So if they play up, it's count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is being taught to me by Mel Robbins, who is a great entrepreneur. She's a fantastic woman, and it helps me, with my content, because she has her demons, and we all have, but she's shown how you can get out of it, and I managing it and staying calm is the best way to handle it. If you start screaming and shouting in the middle of the street, it can just make it worse. So, your kids play up, but if you stay calm and don't start shouting, it has a better effect to calm them down. The other thing is, and so if you're socialising, take them out of the situation if you can, have a word with them in private. Then once they've calmed down, let them come back. Living for the moment. Now, this was something that was really tough for me. For a long time, I didn't like reality, and I would live in a dream world. And because I found reality quite tough, especially at school. And I've talked about a lot about my times at school. It wasn't easy, and I found it tough. But now, since becoming a mum, I take in every moment because they grow so fast that I wish that I could there was a pause button and I could pause it just for a second, just so I could take it all in. Because one thing that I always said that if I become a parent is that I didn't want to miss anything. I wanted to be there when my son took his first steps. I wanted to be there when he first smiled. I wanted to be there when he first started talking and building his personality. I didn't want to miss out on anything. And so living for the moment is really important. And I find walking to be the best medicine for that. Walking in the countryside, walking by the river, it just calms me down and it makes me reflect and it makes me take in around me, looking at all the good things, not the bad things, and it just gives me a sense of peace and tranquility. Things that can get you down. For me, sometimes it's my confidence, health issues. I struggle with mental health. I was diagnosed with psychosis, where I started to hear voices and feel scared about my safety. I started to worry about other people in my family, thought they were unsafe, and it's been an awful time. But I've got out of it, and I've got back on my feet, and I hope that this is the last time. But I still get moments where I don't feel so good in myself. I days where I just want to not do anything, but I find that they make you more depressed. And that's why I write. I go for walks. I make sure I've got time away from my phone, making sure I get good sleep, and that I have a good diet. And food is something I've battled with. I did have an eating disorder when I was at school, and I've always had an issue with food. And I did put on weight because I ended up having type 2 diabetes, and that really affected me. That really, that was my worst nightmare. But I've got it down. I've controlled it. I still would like to have a better diet even more and make it even more healthy. But it's about taking tiny steps, and I have. I don't smoke. I rarely drink alcohol now. I do have a fizzy drink, but on some days I don't always have a fizzy drink now. I will have water in the evening rather than a cup of tea. I save it for the morning and my coffee in the morning. And so it's managing your life to give yourself in your mind peace and I've always had an overactive mind, and that affected my sleep, my ability to do anything each day. And so, luckily now, touch wood, I've got myself back on track. I no longer have diabetes. I, back out running, like I've said, and it's creating good, positive habits that make it. And it's not like running 5 miles a day. It's like little things like brushing your teeth in the morning, getting yourself dressed, making your bed, do a bit of tidying. Like just before this video, I tried to wear my clothes. It's something I do. So I ran out of battery then. No, of memory then. So, the thing, so, when you're feeling down, it's good to just go out, go for a walk. On a Sunday, me and my son, we go for a little walk, on my Sundays. Didn't today, because we did quite a bit yesterday. We spent some time with family, with his cousins, and I did a run yesterday morning, so today I've given myself, I've done a little bit of walking today, getting off the bus. It's quite a distance from where I got off the bus to where I live. So, I've got a bit of exercise. But, yeah, if you have bad days, just, take them in. Journal, that really helps. Have a meal that you really enjoy and like. Treat yourself to a nice breakfast, Treat yourself to a nice lunch, a dinner. Something that and if you like cooking, cook a meal that you love. Or you know, have a takeaway. As long as you don't have it every single day, it's not going to break the bank. And, you know, just give yourself a day off so you can just be with yourself and not worry about your feelings and just controlling them and managing. And that's what I say, living for the moment can really help. And, you know, it's a really good practice. And mindfulness is a wonderful tool and something that I do all the time, and it really just helps me a lot. So, another thing is like, you know, parent anxiety, also friendships. Sometimes if you've got, you know, when you've finding that relationships have started to change, and it's time to take action. And it's not about lashing out, it's about sitting down and talking and talk to each other, you know, to express how you feel. It doesn't have to be confrontational, just spend some time just chatting, talk about what they've been up to, how they're feeling. And you know, and if it's the same, if they, you know, listen and they take in, then, you know, you can work it out. If you need to, you know, some time where you need to be on your own, then make that time. And, you know, explain to them there's nothing about them, you just need that time to just be with yourself. And that is something that I really, you know, is important. And I will cover some more, you know, in these videos, because mental health, you know, has increased a lot, and I've been there where my mind has not been my own, and it's been tough, but I've gotten through it, and so can you. And you know, it's all about, you know, setting yourself up so you've got a purpose of getting up in the morning. And I wrote a blog on Everyone Can Build a Castle about starting the day as you wish to end it, and that's important. So getting up, you know, my routine now is that I, you know, get up, I make my bed, I get dressed, I then have my first cup of tea in the morning, I then will have a coffee, and then I'll start my day. I will go through what I need to do each day, and then I give some breaks in between. I do some exercise, and you know that, and then I make sure that I don't look at any social media, or I'm trying not to go on my laptop too late at night, so I can have a good night's sleep, and that's made a huge difference. So, you know, and if there's any subjects that you wish for me to cover and talk about, then please put a comment below. And, you know, if you like these videos, then press like, and remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. I'll be notified when I upload. So, and I do have quite a few videos to go up. So, anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you like them, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.